with a terrorist. They will rather set the terrorist free and hold you hostage so that you won't keep revealing their secrets and liberating people. So keep up the good work. I just pray that you still find more strength and time to
I will I have all strength. It's like you don't know that I'm fighting for my life, right? These people would rather I die here at the age of 70, in the cold, topped up. They say, Mayegun is so old. When are you going to go back to Ijebu, Odogbolu? And I'll be like, don't worry, nothing happened to you, Baba. That's their plan for me. So all of this, I am fighting for my life. And I want others who can understand what Nigeria is doing to them like I did, right? I do understand what Nigeria has done to me, right? Now, if everybody can understand and still understand the more damages Nigeria will do to us if we keep this contraption, maybe if all of us understand, we can act. But I'm fighting. That's why I say I'm not fighting for anybody. If you can't fight for yourself, and maybe say you don't understand what you are up to, or you are up against, okay?
Exactly.
And all of us must fight.
Exactly. Thank you very much, Mike. Thank you very much for that.
You too. You say you have a good one, okay? That's a Ferdinand, ladies and gentlemen. A very, very, very good our brother here now is becoming a veteran too, right? So again, you too can actually be at the other end of that phone, adding your own contribution, your views, okay? Just the way you want it. And if you are comfortable, I could engage you, make it more interesting, more chatty. That's why I speak. When my callers are also talking, okay, that's what we do. Make it interactive. But sometimes when I throw it that way, they don't grab it. So I just kind of relax back and let them do their thing. Like charm. How are you tonight?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm very well too. Thank you.
What I've been watching your show. Yeah. As usual. Know, you're delivering on point. Okay. I don't want to take up too much time because there's a lot I want to say. I actually watched the show this morning or afternoon, the first one where you did the reading from the White Malice.
Yes, that's when the finance minister confirmed that they have actually indeed been paying subsidy. And I actually want to see all those who said the reason why Nigerians are suffering is because some subsidy was removed. It's a scam. They were played. They were deceived.
I don't think there's anyone on the platform who has been listening for as long as we've been listening who will say they were doubting anything you were saying regarding the subsidy that it was still on and the government was still paying for it. Nothing really surprises me anymore regarding this government. They're just, it's their nature. They're criminals. They're liars, and they have no intention of being honest with the Nigerian people because. Them being honest with the Nigerian people would mean that they actually want to solve problems. And you and I know that they're not, even if they desire to solve any kind of problem, they're just incapable. No. They don't have the aptitude, neither do they have the willpower to do so. No. Right? So I don't have any expectations regarding this government. You talked about, I listened to the part with Fubara and everything, and, everyone is like, he's giving it to Werike. I don't trust that. I don't trust Fubara. I don't trust him as far as I can throw him. Because like you said, he's someone who was the beneficiary of Wike's criminality.
Yeah.
Okay. So because now you are in power, you want me to believe that you've turned a corner and that you are now this person that you were never. And the space of what within a year you become.
I'm not a good person, okay, guys. I helped my former boss, okay, to steal over 1 trillion naira from you. All right, but I'm a good person now, okay. I will never let him steal from you again. Even me, I won't steal from you. Is that right? Fubara, man, I will believe anything.
No, absolutely not. And what I want people to understand is that you see this man, this Simil Fubara, that man, right? If Nigeria per chance doesn't break up before 2027, if we don't have a revolution and an uprising, right, before 2027, you see that Fubara, he still wants that his seat. He wants to be a 2-term governor.
That's right.
So he will do whatever it takes. So even if it means supporting Tinubu again and going back to Wike or supporting Tinubu without Wike's he's going to do it.
100% charm. 100%.
I don't believe anything he's doing or anything he's saying. All of these people are still drinking from the same well. They're still there, having their meetings and everything, doing whatever they want to do. So no one should believe anything that is coming out of Fubara's mouth. He hasn't changed. He's still the same person while he was with Weekend as he is now. Let it just be riding on the wave of, I'm trying to be against this person. Anyway, that's my own, input regarding Fubara. Then for Hell Rufaya, again, because we are dealing with a country that is a lawless country, we know that the judiciary is bought or whatever. Even if they have any interest in prosecuting him and finding him guilty, it only takes another miserable idiot in power. It only takes for him to go somewhere and maybe kneel down for somebody or bow for somebody, and that will be the end of that.
And that's the end of it.
So,
where is Yeye Bello now?
Exactly. Nobody knows where Yeye Bello is. All of a sudden. And see, that's why I said that the media that we have in that country, they also call people. They're also part of the problem. In fact, the kind of problem that we have in Nigeria is, as much as we say multidimensional poverty, the problems of Nigerians' politics, leadership, and all of that is multidimensional, right? Because you're not just dealing with politicians, you're not just dealing with the lawyers and everything. You're dealing with the people as well, for goodness sake, right? Nobody's asking where is Yaya Bello. All of a sudden, 1 minute it was all over the news.
Yeah.
Now nobody's hearing anything. It is quiet.
It's like you are going to sound like you are the one who has a problem for asking them.
Exactly.
Where is he now? What happened to all of those things they said? Like, I mean, even Kogi people are not asking where he is right now.
Even Kogi people, the people that should be most affected by
he looted, he stole from.
The people, exactly.
They are not even asking. Everybody just continue with their lives.
Everybody just continues with their life, And then there's something one of your callers said about the politicians and everything. Today you talked when you were reading the White Malice, and you talked about the CIA, and you talked about that Lumumba who was befriending somebody called Alvarez, right? And he was thinking he was dealing with an upfront person, but Alvarez was CIA. He was a CIA asset. So I want our people to understand that you see all of these leaders, even what's his name, Ahmed Dati, that is saying that if he says what he knows about people like Ole Soyinka and what's his name, and Shatima and everything, if he exposes them. Let me tell you something here. I don't have any doubt in my mind that half of the politicians, if not 90% of the politicians, especially the ones that are very visible, are all assets. Either they're all assets or they're all compromised and they're all usable.
Somebody is handling them, managing them. Because here is something, Charm, right? Here is something to back your theory, all right? The rest of the world, especially the West, they are so strict when it comes to money laundering. You know that?
Yes.
However, they are also very vocal when they talk about African leaders looting their people, impoverishing their people. But guess where all those loot goes to? To the West.
My ego. When I say that, all of this IMF, all of this is money laundering and fraud that they're doing there, because nothing is actually coming back to the country. Everything happens to, like 90% or 99% of it ends up in the West anyway. And even if you decide to repatriate all of those funds, guess what? You still have to pay them 40%. So it's like a win-win situation for them. Yes, we will give you a loan. We will give you at this astronomical interest rate. It doesn't leave our shores, and then we know you're going to steal it, and it still ends up in our shores. If per chance you decide that you want to repatriate that money, guess what? You're going to have to pay us 40%.
40.
My ego. This is the problem that we have. The kind of situation that we are in as a country that we need to extricate ourselves from is such a hard one. I don't think people have started understanding the depth.
That's why it is called deep states. Charm. It runs deep.
Yes. We're in a proper shithole of it. We're in a mess of a country. Because in order for us to move from our current trajectory to the kind of trajectory that we want to be on, it will mean eliminating the current political class.
Yes.
And I'm not just talking about the current president. I'm talking about down to your local government, down to anyone who has been compromised, and also scrutinizing anyone who is coming from the West, anyone with Western education. I am sorry, because you have lived in this country, we don't know what we've been up to, right? So you can't just show up at our doorstep and say that you have this such and such degree, this is where you've been, and this and that, and you have no proof, and you have no receipts to back it up. It's not a question of, I said I worked in ExxonMobil. Meanwhile, people in ExxonMobil are saying, no, we don't know who you are. Or I worked in KPMG. KPMG said, we don't know who you are. And all of us folded our arms and we're watching as a criminal became president.
Somebody made a call. Somebody made a call and said, you know what? We're going to redact Tinubu's name from a heroin trafficking investigation that shut down the entire Chicago that year, where people were battling with serious drug abuse supplied by Tinubu and his friends. Then there is a case in Nigerian courts, and that was the moment America made that call that it is all right for the FBI to redact his name out of that investigation for a country of 200 million people. They do not give
a country of 200 million people. What you will not permit
in your own country,
in your own country. Today, Hunter Biden is going to be prosecuted because of gun charges and taking, I think, cocaine into the White House. This is not he is not a trafficker. He's not. He just took cocaine into that. So he's getting prosecuted for that, right? And then you let somebody who is a known criminal to you.
That you have still, Cham. They have over 50,000 documents on him. Remember.
I was kind of like a new follower when all of this, when I joined your platform and all of this was unfolding. And it just occurred to me that every time they had to go to the court, every time they did, Tinubu was one step ahead. He was one step ahead. I said, this is not normal. This is not natural for this man to be one step ahead. Like there's something else going on here. And eventually, they ended up never giving us the full, 50,000.
They rubbish the entire thing. Who is going to go and be reading nonsense that the name of the person we are looking for is not showing?
Is redacted. So, the point I'm trying to make is because, the previous caller was saying, talking about the politicians, we have a compromised political class from top to bottom. We have a compromised elite, right, from top to bottom, because they're all beneficiaries of this criminality. Okay, the bankers and all of these people who fund this, who allow them to take all this money and put it in all of these places. So the problem that we have in Nigeria, to extricate ourselves from that problem, right? You and I in the diaspora may be able to have these conversations and kind of like be on the same wavelength, right? But the common man, the average Nigerian, does not even know the shit that he's in. That's where the problem, that's what we have. That's our current situation.
We will overcome with the right information, enlightenment, and education. Don't hope so. We will. Cham, you yourself can tell that your consciousness about Nigeria has grown very fast than you can even imagine 2-3 years ago. Would you agree? Because now you know more, and now you are kind of like upset, just following things happening there. Were you ever this upset about Nigeria? Be honest.
Not this upset, but mildly upset, but not this upset.
Not this like your anger right now. Yeah, is an anger that is coming from a better understanding of what could be the problem of this place. Now you knowing what the problem is. And also knowing that those who made the problem are still there, creating more, gets you more angry. Instead of you wondering and saying, God, why? God, what is wrong with this place? So therefore,
let me tell you something. If I could, I would be a one man. And even if it means, if I 100% believe that me dying will put that country in the right trajectory, I could carry Bombo. I know.
See, Cham, there are people like you. Okay, but the expose, the available enlightenments, it hasn't really gotten to that critical mass yet. Cham, there are people who are, because of what they know, if they have the motivation, you have no idea what the kind of havoc they will wreak on these guys. But we are approaching that little by little. And don't be surprised, right? We are not going to hope that we are free. We will free ourselves.
We have to be free. We have to be free because Another thing people don't understand is that we really should not be in the West. We really should be in that continent of Africa, developing our resources, finding out, like I was saying to somebody, science for Africans by Africans, because we're different people, technology for Africans by Africans, so many things for us, by us. And it's not like because we're incapable of doing it, because we can, right? So we really need to be in that continent to do things and to move it in the trajectory that it needs to be. I'm not asking you to go to the moon. I'm not interested in going to the moon. I'm interested in, for us, living a quality life for ourselves. The ones after us are the ones that will come. Let me let other people.
Well, you got the voice again, and I swear, Charm, there are many people on there watching this screen right now and possibly just doing like this, right? Agreeing with you. We will get there. And thank you.
I pray
as
so.
usual.
I hope so.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, one, okay? Thank you. Thank you for the work that you do. Thank
you for making it count too. Thank you. Because when people like this speaks, what that gives me is to say, when I see all of you, the brethren, in this temple of truth, when you pour out your mind, when you put your thoughts together to speak to thousands of other people watching, I have a pride in that. And I'm like, yes, that's my brethren talking. Go on. They see me. I say, go ahead. Go on. Fire on. Because you are the reflection of the hours and times we spend here together. And when you pop out and speak, I'm like that proud teacher. You have no idea. Here. Hello.
Chairman. Hello.
Adiola, is that you?
That's me, sir.
It is Adiola. Okay. Baba, how are you today?
Baba, see, maybe I will start with the Yoruba saying that says, Kosi ashegbe, afepamola sonlowa. And how best can I put this? White Malice, I think a friend of mine recommended that book, for me to read, some years ago, which I was, really happy to read. And I'm happy that you are setting up a book club, because with knowledge, wisdom, understanding, things can change. Things can change. So anyone that despises the front and the back pages of a book and the contents thereof is void of understanding. These are deep secrets, lying in plain sight. And if you don't sit down to discipline yourself to read it, even Michael is doing you a favor. He's actually reading the book to you, like a bedtime story. Even if you lack discipline, to actually engage in broadening your perspective and having good understanding by being temperate to read and to acquire knowledge and to wisdom, understanding, to set yourself free, then there's a problem. There's a deep problem. When people come on this platform, some people, that extensively they've read, extensively they are seeking to know more. Because the more you know, the more you're able to say to isolate who are your enemies, who are your allies, and you're able to distinguish between those two. If you do not read, you don't study, you don't ask questions, then you cannot do that. You can't do anything. I think I should suggest another book called King Leopold's Ghost. The Congo, for me, became an area of interest probably like 6-7 years ago. Everything that concerned Congo, I will get the book and I'll read it. You will. To a point whereby I had to commission artworks to depict people like Patrice Lumumba and Thomas Sankara, just so that people would not forget. So because I realized people don't read.
Sankara too, like all these legends that we have heard about.
Legends. I had to commission artworks in rare form. So history is documented. So if you come and you look at my collection, you see art pieces celebrating the lives of Thomas Sankara and Patrice Lumumba. I even dare to say it. I have a piece that depicts King Leopold versus King Leopold versus this man, Patrice Lumumba. I had to make sure there's record. We record these things. So if people don't read, at least you can see it in form of art forms. And you can engage yourself and free your mind. When you read King Leopold's Ghost, then you will understand that no be today. So if anybody comes on this platform and they cannot engage with substance, then I don't know even where to start.
They would rather we possibly, I don't know what they will want us to do.
So if you come to this program, what do you want to hear apart from the headlines and deliberating on of how to move forward? You need to engage with reading.
Yes.
You need to study. You need to engage. And if someone is giving you a chance to listen to white malice,